God bless you. I'm elect Lady Parker's on, and I'd like to share with you about an unfamiliar person in the Bible, but yet we can learn some life lessons through his character. Who was Shimei? Shimei was a Benjamite of Bahura and the son of Jerah, a man from the family of the house of Saul. Shimei is mentioned as one of David's tormentors during the time he fled for his life from his son Absalom, who forced him off the throne. But as David fled, Shimei cursed David and threw stones at him and all his officials. Shimei retorted to David that God was punishing him for murdering King Saul and his family to take the throne from King Saul. But now God was repaying David for his wrong by allowing his son Absalom to take the throne from him. It's a hard thing when you're going through and the enemy hits you with reasoning. That's a double whammy. It's never a good thing, though, to hold grudges, but especially against a man or woman of God. If they're wrong, God will deal with them. So, what is a grudge? A grudge can be defined as a persistent feeling of ill will or resentment resulting from a past insult or injury. Shimei was very resentful and angry at David for becoming king, because it took not down only the honor of King Saul, but it took away Shimei's status personally as part of the royal family. But one of David's officials, Abishai, observing the insults and the rocks that were thrown by Shimei, said to David, "Let me go to this dead dog and take his head off for dishonoring you like that." But sometimes when you're in the heat of the battle and it seems like your back is against the wall, it's better to step back and let the Lord fight your battle. David replied to Abishai in 2 Samuel 16:11b through 12, "Let him alone and let him curse. It may be that the Lord will look on my affliction, and the Lord will requite me good for his cursing this day." But as David and his men continued on their journey, Shimei continued along a hillside, throwing stones at David and throwing dirt up at him. However, later, God gave David victory over the battle with his son Absalom. And when Absalom was killed, David was restored to his kingship. Now Shimei, hearing of David's victory, returned to David immediately. He was the first one to greet David from his family, calling David Lord and referring to him as David's servant while pleading for his life. You have to be sure when you're holding grudges against a man or woman of God that the grudges and the accusations that you're holding against them don't come back and return to bite you. Again, Abishai said to David, "Shimei should die for the way he cursed and spoke to the Lord's anointed." But David had mercy on Shimei and allowed him to live in honor of God giving him the victory. However, after David had deceased, Absalom, David's son, became king, and he had Shimei executed. So learn, in the long run, grudges can do more harm to you than the person you're holding the grudge against. So let it go. It's not worth it. Don't have the heart of Shimei and hold grudges and accusations against the righteous. But as stated in Psalms 141:5, "Let the righteous smite me. It shall be a kindness. And let him reprove me. It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head." And lastly, if you really want God to forgive you of your many sins, don't hold grudges, but live by the words of Jesus in Matthew 6:15, which said, "But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses." That's something you can't shimmy your way out.